Hi, I'm Annie Fitzsimmons. I'm your Washington Realtors Legal Hotline lawyer. The question we're answering today is, which form should a buyer broker include in buyer's offer when buyer has to close the sale of buyer's property before buyer can purchase seller's property, and the sale of buyer's home is already pending, but pending to a buyer who has their own home sale contingency. In this theoretical transaction, we have the seller who will receive buyer's offer. But buyer already has a pending sale on for the purchase of buyer's property. So we've got seller, we've got buyer, we've got buyer's buyer. And in this transaction between buyer and buyer's buyer, there is a home sale contingency. Buyer wants to make an offer to purchase seller's property. And so the question is, should the buyer broker write buyer's offer to include a Form 22Q, which is the pending sale contingency addendum, or a Form 22B, which is the home sale contingency addendum? And the answer is 100% certain. There is no gray. The answer is the buyer's sale of the buyer's property to buyer's buyer is already pending. And so buyer's broker, when you write the offer for buyer to purchase seller's home, you should include a Form 22Q, a pending sale contingency. And so the question then goes on in a deeper analysis of, but the buyer's pending sale has a home sale contingency in it. What if the home sale contingent buyer never sells their house? Or what if they have their own home sale contingency when they do sell their house? Isn't that a different quality of transaction between buyer and seller than if buyer simply had a pending, no home sale contingency transaction? And the answer is, well, maybe. And if the seller views that as a different quality of transaction, then the seller should decide whether or not the seller is willing to accept the buyer's offer to include the pending sale contingency, recognizing that the pending sale is a home sale contingent transaction. How does the seller know that? Because Form 22Q says right on its face that the offer includes a copy of buyer's pending home sale transaction, purchase and sale agreement. So buyer broker, when you write this offer and present it to seller and seller's listing broker, you must include a copy of buyer's pending sale. And seller and listing broker should review the pending sale before seller accepts buyer's offer. And in the review of the pending sale, seller should recognize, with the guidance of listing broker, that buyer's pending sale is a home sale contingency transaction. And if seller does not want to take the risk of accepting an offer from buyer that is contingent on the closing of the pending sale when the pending sale has a home sale contingency in it, then seller shouldn't accept that offer. But the contingency addendum that should be included in buyer's offer is always Form 22Q, never Form 22B in that fact pattern where buyer has a pending sale. And the reason is really simple. Buyer needs that pending sale contingency, not a home sale contingency, because if buyer had a home sale contingency in the transaction with seller, seller could bump them. And if seller bumped the buyer, I'm not even sure how that bump would work in that context, but if seller bumped the buyer and all of a sudden buyer was no longer able to purchase seller's house, buyer has still already sold their house. And if the buyer's buyer satisfies that home sale contingency and closes, then that buyer is stuck in the middle, having sold their home to their buyer without a home to buy from seller because somehow or another they got bumped from the buyer's purchase of seller's property. So buyer brokers, you never include a home sale contingency when the buyer's property is already sold in pending closing. Instead, you use a Form 22Q, the pending sale contingency addendum. If you have questions on this topic or any other, please ask them by visiting warealtor.org and following the links to the Legal Hotline. Thank you for being a Washington Realtors member.